What does imposter syndrome in women feel like? I want you to check for these five major symptoms that I'm about to give out. First of all, let's state facts. According to KPMG, 75% of women experience imposter syndrome. That's 3 out of 4 women. 3 out of 4 women feel like an imposter. So, what does this imposter syndrome mean? What does it feel like? So, 5 major symptoms that I have come across while working with my clients who happen to be, again, 3 out of 4 of them happen to be women in my case, whatever that means. And so, I expose myself mostly to clients who end up being women. And so, here are the 5 symptoms, guys. Fear of being exposed. This constant fear of being caught out of something that as a woman you're trying to hide. You don't know what it is. Maybe consciously you've forgotten what you're trying to hide, but this constant fear of being exposed. And if you're going through this, I suppose you know what this means. Fear of a male authority figure. And I've come across this so many times while working with women directly one to one, having this fear of talking to male authority figures. Like, you may not have any problems talking to people your age, men who are just generally your friends, but when it comes to your career, when it comes to even family, when someone is an authority as men, there is a sense of I don't know if I can really express myself, and it comes out quite strongly for women in self-expression. So, number three is fear of intimate, honest relationships. And this can show up in different ways. The level to which you can be intimate, you can expose yourself, the level to which you are able to express yourself in a relationship and really bring out your deep inner fears and inner feelings. It can also go into the expression of sexuality and how far you can go in your intimacy in relationships. And I will talk about all of these symptoms and why it affects by the time I'm done. So let's keep going. Number 4, second guessing yourself and your own abilities. You always have these doubts about, can I do this? Am I able to do this? I feel like a phony. I feel like someone who is not capable of handling all of these responsibilities that are coming my way. And so, again, going back to the report, 3 out of 4 women feel like this. And that's the KPMG report for you. Number 5, last one. Because of all these things, you might also experience stunted growth in your career or your business or your relationships. And these are the 5 major symptoms that generally cover up imposter syndrome. 3 out of 4 women, 75%. That's what you're going through. Now, one important fact that comes to my mind as I was talking to one of my colleagues who is based in California, and she's a woman herself, and she works as a therapist herself. And she was saying that 1 out of 4 women that she has encountered has been through some kind of sexual trauma. And that is not very different from what I have experienced in my own work, working with more than 200 people across the globe, and most of them women. Some of them have hidden or carried their sexual trauma for more than 2 decades. And it so happens that women tend to forget about this problem consciously. I have had people who have literally told me that I don't even think I have any sexual trauma. Like, why am I suffering so much? Why do I have so much anxiety? Why do I have all of these symptoms where I feel like I'm afraid of being exposed? I have, fear of authority when it comes to male figures, all of these things. And we start talking, we start peeling off the layers, and all of a sudden, something completely forgotten comes up from deep inside. Okay, and so why does that happen? So this is where I'm going to give you the reason as to why this happens. The thing is, my friend, it is psychosomatic in nature. Any sort of trauma that you experience tend to be psychosomatic. Now, that's a big word, a mouthful, so I'm going to break it down into layman term. Let me give my own example. For most part of my life, I've lived with the fear of lizards or any kind of reptilian creature, mostly lizards that you find at home. And this was because I was traumatized when I was a young boy by certain incidents that were forced on me when it came to overcoming the fear of lizards. And it didn't go quite well. I mean, I'm sure that was not the intention of people who tried to help me, but them trying to help me only ended up traumatizing me further. And so the psychosomatic thing means that now the fear was embedded at a DNA level for me, at the very depth of my being, which means that when someone would just toss even a toy lizard or like a fake lizard in front of me, I used to scream and hysterically and run away as a kid and even as a young man. And so why is that? Logically, I know that it's plastic, it's nothing, it's just the shape of the lizard. But um, but at the DNA level, at the unconscious level, I could not make any sense of it. Like my unconscious was responding to it. So psychosomatic is an unconscious response. Having all these feelings and logically trying to figure it out, saying, hey, I am educated, I am qualified, I am good looking, I am this, that. But you can't help by thinking consciously because these things are psychosomatic. It's the unconscious level. Why? Because when you were traumatized, something deep, something in your unconscious was triggered. Okay, any trauma is happening at the unconscious level. It's not really happening just at the conscious level. Okay, and so unconsciously your body has decided, your being has decided to reject these things. So as soon as you come across certain events in life where you are let's say put to test, or you are going to face something which will test you, all of these psychosomatic triggers pour in. Okay, so if it was a sexual abuse or a sexual trauma, or even not sexual but physical trauma that you had as a child, as a woman, all of this will start triggering up when situations in life come up quite automatically, which you can't really make sense out of logically. You can't really just tell yourself and get out of it. And here's where I highly recommend certain practices that you could try, what you could do on your own. Self awareness is the key here, and anything that you can do to become self aware can really help. Now, these techniques that I talk about can be used, of course, and you can use it regularly to help yourself. However, if you want to cleanse up these traumatic things deep down, I also suggest that you open up and have a conversation with someone who can take you exactly where the trauma resides, which is in your unconscious. Okay, that's exactly where the trauma resides. Now, if you're with me right now, you could try this technique for yourself. This is where you drop in from your head to your heart and just connect with your heart. And when you connect with your heart, you're able to relax and let go of some of these fears. And it's very simple. I learned this from my friend Zen Benefil. It's like this. If you could just do this with me right now, close your eyes, bring your fingertips together, and as you do this, just bring all your attention, all of your awareness on your fingertips. And with your eyes closed, if you focus long enough, not for too long, just a few seconds, you can sense your heartbeat on your fingertips. As soon as you feel your heartbeat on your fingertips, know that you have already dropped from your head, all of that noise, to your heart. And notice how relaxed and different you feel just by doing this. This is how you get out of your head. The more you practice the sense of awareness, the more you are living in the now, the more you can get over these symptoms. Finally, before I end this session, here's what I have to offer for you as a healer who has practiced and who continues to practice multiple modalities to help the clients. I offer pro bono sessions of about 45 to 60 minutes to people who reach out to me, especially women. They end up being mostly one to one on the conversation with me. Here's what I offer: a reflection session, as my friend calls it, a mutual audition session. So you can audition me, and here are some things that you could look at when you're trying to assess our conversation. Do you feel attended to? Do you feel acknowledged, honored, respected, heard? Do you feel like you can self-express yourself? Okay, and more importantly, do you feel that the person in front of you can be trusted? You have all of these things that you can assess in those 45 to 60 minutes one to one when you're talking to me. And you don't have to worry about facing me also, because it's going to be an audio call, so we're just having a conversation on Zoom, on audio. As far as I'm concerned, I am auditioning you as well. Okay, I am checking to see if you are someone who's willing to put your skin in the game, if you're someone who really is ready to break out of this pattern that you're going through. And if that is the case, I'll be more than happy to bring you. And if I think that you're not ready for it, I'll be upfront and tell you that I cannot help you with your problem. And so it goes. Completely pro bono, no strings attached. You do not have to sign up by the end of the session. Why do I do this? Because I truly believe in the potential of people, of women in this case. I truly believe that if you can just let go of these unconscious fears and things that hold you back, there's so much that you can achieve, so much life that you can enjoy when it comes to your relationships, when it comes to your career and overall fulfillment as a human being. And I really want to help you because I've seen people really close to me, someone really, really close to me, living with these fears and absolutely shutting down to these traumas. And I'm not on my watch, not as long as I am doing what I'm doing. I want to be able to reach out to as many people as I can and offer my time, and in whatever ways I can help people, I'm here available for them. What are my qualifications for doing this? Feel free to go and check me up on LinkedIn. Just look up my name, Sunny Job, and you'll find the featured section with countless, and I really mean countless number of video testimonials of people who have experienced what they have experienced in a single conversation. You don't need months and years of your money, time, and energy wasted on therapists. Absolutely not required. All you need are just a few hours of one-to-one, deep, unconscious conversation with someone who can get you there, release your psychosomatic stressors and fears, and then allow you, let you go back on your way to fulfillment. And that's what I am here to do. And I truly believe that people who come through on my reflection session are the ones that I reflect with my vibe. And so if you don't feel called out, it's perfectly fine. But if you are watching me and something is stirring your heart to reach out to me, please, please do not ignore that little tiny voice, because a large voice, the one which is going yak 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 all the time, that's your ego. You want to avoid that. But that gentle, quiet voice in your heart, that is your higher self. And I really want you to pay attention to that unconscious voice. And if you feel that this person that you're looking at the screen is reliable and can help you, you lose nothing other than the 60 minutes of your life. I'm the one who's giving it away for free. And so I welcome you to reach out, because in the end, like I said, 75% of women are experiencing imposter syndrome, and that's not me saying, it's KPMG saying, it's 3 out of 4. And if you are watching this and if you're going through that thing yourself, it's your choice. I wish you all the best. Namaste.